It's time for a board game review.
Hello everybody, it's Mr. Popton here from Pocatello, Idaho. Today we're going to be reviewing Escape from Colditz. This is not how to play. I'm just going to be reviewing the game, kind of what I thought of the game. I've played the game about 5 times now with different groups of people. And I got a pretty good idea on what I think of it, and I'll tell you kind of what other people thought of the game as well. But first, let's dive in and see the basic mechanics of the game. Alright, so I quickly ran and set the board up a little bit here. So I'm just going to kind of go over the basic mechanics of the game now. So we have this chip right here. This is just the tracker. That's just going to go on the edge of the board. The game recommends you start between 40 and 50. And every round that just goes down one until you get to this bird symbol there. And then the game ends. And the Germans will win if it gets to there before someone inside escapes 2 POWs. Okay. So... and it's not a blue and a red player, it's 2 blue players or 2 red. So even though you're all on the same team inside versus the German player, you're all trying to get your second person out before the other person can. So that's the basic mechanics of the game. There's different sections of the game you're going to need to know, like the inner courtyard, the outer courtyard. And there are certain areas where you can and can't go. But let's go into equipment here. You can see rooms that are around the board. Your pawns can enter these rooms, and by doing so you can gather certain equipment. So this has wire cutters, and then you could get like a wire cutters card. Not with just one pawn. You need 2 pawns in a room with that symbol, and they don't have to be the same room. They can be different rooms. And then once you're like that, they can both respawn anywhere in this center area, and then you get the wire cutters card. And the wire cutters will let you, if we're using the blue player, place one of these markers here and along this fence line along that side of the board, and it will allow your players to cross over it and move to these extraction points. Okay, those little target symbols are where they need to get to escape. Again, this is a quick review. I'm not really teaching you how to play here. And there's other equipment, not just wire cutters. But there's rope, which will help you get down these windows and over ledges throughout the facility and over walls. And you'll need to go and collect those. There's keys to get past locked doors. There's one here, one's over here. There's also a German pass, which will help you get through different areas of the board. And those 4 aren't necessary to get to win. Well, you'll need at least a few to get out, but they're not the point of the game. The point of the game is getting 2 guys out there, okay? You're also going to need a personal escape kit, and that's just supplies to escape your POW at one of those targets. So he'll need like equipment so he can survive outside the POW camp. And it just comes with like a map, clothes, a compass, and food. So, and you have to go around the board and collect all that stuff for one of your personal escape kits as well. So moving around the board is it's dice. So it's all dice driven. That's a 6, for example. So the blue player could move. He could move one guy 6 spaces. Then red player could go, and he got a 5. So he can move one guy 1, one guy 2, and another guy 2. You can split it up among as many guys you want. Then the brown guy would proceed to go. You know, I'm not going to move him at all, but doubles, you get a roll again and add the 2 totals. You know, up to 3 times since I rolled doubles again. But I'm not really going to move all these pieces here. And the Germans work the same way as well, and they would be moving their guys, okay, to go and capture you. All right. There's different stages that the Germans can be in. If they ever arrest someone, that person will go to solitary confinement, and then the German will have to go to the commander's office to report what happened. And at the end of the German player's turn, all guys will go to the barracks. The barracks, the German can use 1 movement point to pull them out and put them on these German posts. So he can redistribute his men every turn and get more guys out fielded. And then there's some cards that go along with the game. So there's cards that the POWs can get. And these are going to just let you do different things like open up a tunnel. There's tunnels in the game that you can get through. German pass. Avoid confiscation of contraband, which would be like rope or something. Bribe a sentry. Things like that. And they can help you get out of the game. And you get those for rolling low on your dice. And the security, same thing on the rolling, but they have cards too. And it lets them search these rooms because they can't normally go in those rooms unless there's some sort of emergency. But yeah, so let's get right into the review here. And I'll tell you what I thought of the game, what other people thought of the game. So when playing the game, it was really fun for about an hour. I'd say an hour. And then the game starts to take a turn for the worse. Overall, I think it's a good design, good mechanics. I like the game. Sometimes the dice can screw you over, but that's part of the game, you know. But I think the big problem with the game is the time it takes to finish a game usually can't hold everyone's interest. Now, of like the 12 or 13 people that I've played this through with, I've had 2 people tell me they've enjoyed it. So a very small minority has enjoyed this game. Okay, and I've had some of them play it twice. But the game's just going, and it gets very tedious having to go around and get the wire cutters and then get the rope. And then you get arrested and one of those gets taken away from you. And then, you know, it's just all this stuff just keeps happening and happening, and it's very repetitive. And overall, players just lose interest after about an hour. Because it's hard to want to help each other out when, you know, by helping the other POW, you could potentially help them win the game. So I kind of wish it was more of a cooperative inside. And all of you just against the Germans, which there is a way to play that in the rulebook if you'd rather. I have not tested that, so I cannot attest to what that would be like. The German usually has fun the whole game, but the players kind of get tired of dancing around the German trying to figure out where they can escape, and that it's realistic in that way that the Germans kind of have an upper hand in this game, and if one person tries to escape, they're probably going to get arrested. What really has to happen is all of them have to make an escape at different exit points all at the same time, and then the Germans are scrambling to stop them all, and then one guy gets out, and they arrest everyone else. That's usually what happens. So like I said, it is dice driven, so it can really screw somebody who rolls like, you know, that's an 8. But when you roll like a 3, yeah, you get to draw this opportunity card, which can help you out in the game. But it can get your guy arrested, and you can lose so much more than that card will ever gain you back. And same with the security guard. If a security guard rolls way too low, someone can get away just because of a roll, you know, and he can have the best strategy in the game. So it's very much luck based, and even more luck based is the cards. The cards are without the cards the game would be broken, but with the cards are able to add the extra randomness to it to make it fun. And again, for that first hour of what I felt was fun. But I'm not going to drag on here. If you love history and board games, you'd love this game. Overall, if I could go back, would I still buy this game? Yes. I love the historical. If you watch my box opening video, you'll see me go through the game. I knew nothing about the game at the time, but I go through the game and I see all this stuff of actual letters and these postcards that these guys wrote. And they give you all this like real historical stuff. All this is in my box opening video. I won't bore you with it here. But it's really immersive. I went and did studies on the castle here, and this is an accurate layout of what it was like. And these tunnels that are in the board are where actual tunnels where the POWs dug out. So it's awesome, and it's really, it captures that, and it makes you feel like you're there. But again, just the length of the game sometimes gets boring for some people. So if you're someone who likes to sit down and do a 1 hour game or a 2 hour game and be done, and it's quick, then this might not be for you. But if you're way into history and you don't mind a longer game, this would be a great purchase. So it's really up to you. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll be getting another video out to you next week here. But until next time.